more opportunity rather than competitive threats. I think most of their foreign companies.
Being a SME, I think based on our data, SME play an important role in Malaysia economic contribution, almost 38% of our.
Malaysia's manufacturing sector is evolving fast, driven by rising foreign investment and strong government support for Industry 4.0. For many local businesses, digital transformation still feels out of reach. In this interview, we speak with Mr. Jerome and Mr. KJ from DSC Consulting to explore the real challenges on the ground and the practical steps manufacturers can take to move forward.
My name is Jin Yi. You can call me Jerome. I'm working for Digitalization and Oracle and the DSC about 16 years.
Hi, my name is KJ, a Digitalization Transformation Consultant with years of experience helping Malaysia's manufacturing implementing ERP, MES, WMS and data-driven solutions. I work closely with both local SME and MNC across the plastic, metal and electronical sectors. At DSC, we specialize in aligning the digitalization roadmap with Malaysia's national policy framework like Industrial Forward NIMP 2030 and to help factories to modernize not only the right technology but together with the long-term compliances and scalability in mind.
From my point of view, Chinese company coming to the Malaysia have brought a lot of job and supply chain opportunity. But they also squeeze local business margin, limit how much value stay in country. It also stood up issue around the talent and the regulation to make it a win-win situation. We need to get serious on management, talent, the development, and smart policies. Digitalization needs both the right mindset and the resource. Many Malaysia companies understand the idea, but most are focused on the order and the cash flow. They don't see the long-term value, but plus they lack the digital talent and the systems, and still really a lot on the personal experience to run things. At DSC, we use the simple and practical digital tools to help the business track key things like inventory, production line management, and deliver progress. This way, managers can spot issue early and make faster decisions. We also help the digitalization important process so companies can respond quicker and handle risk better.
The real challenge starts within the factory, where outdated systems, manual processes, and reactive leadership often hold progress back. Mr. KJ shares how local companies can overcome these barriers through practical, step-by-step approaches, along with real success stories from DSC.
While Malaysia has made a big stride in attracting investment and pushing Industrial 4.0 solutions, many local manufacturers will still face internal roadblocks. So one of the biggest blind spots is to resist to change, particularly from leadership that is used to a traditional manual ways of operating. There are tendency to wait until the problems become urgent rather than taking proactive steps. Another issue that we are probably facing is over-reliance on legacy system, which is a lot of factories still run on an outdated ERP software, spreadsheets, and or even some whiteboards on the production floor, which is limited the visibility, giving a much more slower decisions as well as inconsistent data. So lastly, of course, there are a misunderstanding on digital ROI. Many SME thinks digitalization is just a cost instead of investment, while in reality, it is a way to improve margin, reduce rework, and increase output with the same manpower, especially under the NIMP 2030 is pushing manufacturing to change their mindset, but also companies need to realize policy only support if the leadership takes action, invest in the right system, and builds the internal capability. As of July 2025, Malaysia policy landscape is fully geared toward to help manufacturers go digital. The new Industrial Master Plan 2030 placed digitalization transformation as a core mission, which is to encourage factories to modernize their operations, adopt smart systems such as ERP, MES, and AI adoption together to improve on automation capability and transition from labor incentive to value-added productions. So not just through funding, but also linking digitalization to export competitiveness and compliances. Meanwhile, under Industrial Forward policy has been reinforced to emphasize the practical implementations. One of the critical requirements now is of course the Industrial Forward Readiness Assessment, which is to identify your factory digitalization maturity and build a roadmap for implementations. This is not only a report, but it's a formal checkpoint that qualifies you for various national support schemes. Digitalization adoption is becoming a baseline requirement, especially for those working with government-linked company or export overseas. So the bottom line is the policy is very clear, while manufacturers need to align that with the national digital priority, especially in ERP, MES, and automations. We will not only qualify for the funding, but also gain a long-term strategic advantage. Okay, when we talk about the digitalization transformations, the real starting point is not actually the AI or the IoT. It is our core system, which is probably ERP or MES. While ERP handles everything from your inventory to the finance until the procurement, MES is handling what actually happens on the factory floor, such as your job tracking, your machine status, and your quality check. When these two are integrated together, you will be able to have a real-time visibility, accurate costing, and even better control. What is also important is the data integrity. This system provides structural, reliable data, which is essential if you wanted to apply AI in forecasting, automated scheduling, and monitor energy usage. So when company asks, where should we begin? We will say fix the foundations. Once the MES or the ERP are already stable, then you can slowly scale into the smart manufacturing, connected supply chain with the confidence. Let me share a recent success story from Unipipes, which is a Malaysian manufacturing specialized in plastic industry. So before we start implement together with them, Unipipes actually struggled with a familiar issue throughout all the SME. For example, the manufacturing job tracking which is still using manual, unclear costing structure, as well as frequent inventory mismatch. This was especially problematic in their high-mix, low-volume production model, which is slowing down their ability to respond to urgent order, as well as to make the cost estimation unreliable, which is in turn working their competitive edge and both local and export market. So in 2024, Unipipes decided to work together with us to implement the ERP and WMS solutions. So with a clear digital roadmap in place, we are focusing on three core areas. First of all is we are wanted to standardize the operational process across the department. Then we are using barcode tracking and transactions in between the raw material until the finished good. And lastly, setting up a proper costing control to differentiate the actual cost versus the standard cost. This is how we implement together with them. So within the 6-month implemented period, they are able to improve in their inventory accuracy, which is we are using the barcode transactions. We are having a much more real-time data in our inventory, and we are able to have a faster closing cycle. Lastly, we are able to track the actual costs throughout the whole product level which is what are your profit performance on the product costing. So looking forward, the future of manufacturing in Malaysia will be deeply shaped by policy-driven innovation. There are a few key directions for companies should be preparing right now. AI adoption at scale. The government is actively promoting AI for maintenance predictions, visual inspection, and smart scheduling for not only the innovation, but to stay competitive in quality and responsive. Next will be the IoT integration and connected ecosystem. The government push for the data interconnections as well as especially in the supply chain visibility. Means factory will need to connect supplier, machine, logistics throughout a digitalization platform, something that was part of NIMP's mission too. Lastly, on the cyber security and the compliance has been becoming policy mandate. So with the e-invoice enforcement rolling out, ESG standards starting to tighten, as well as the system will need to be the audit ready, traceable and secure. This also apply to ESG-linked incentives such as the green tax allowance and sustainable automation rebates. So lastly, we are expecting a stronger enforcement on the data infrastructure standard, meaning that a clean, real-time data is no longer nice to have. It becomes a central for every incentive, audit and export approval.
Malaysia's manufacturing future is digital, and the momentum is real. With the right policies in place, now is the time for factories to take bold action. At DSC, we are here to support the journey with practical tools, real results, and a clear roadmap forward, because digitalization isn't just about technology. It's about building competitive, resilient factories ready for tomorrow.